When tracking progress, most coaches like to focus on body weight. It's quick, it's easy, and it can be a helpful indicator. But body weight alone is not the most reliable metric, and it tells us nothing about body composition and disease risk. That's why at LiftLab, a big focus area is waist to hip ratio. You see, with body weight, you might have two women of the same height, both weighing 150 pounds. But that won't tell you which one is at risk for heart disease and other weight-related ailments, and who's not. If one of those women has a much lower waist-to-hip ratio, meaning her hips are much wider than her waist, then the risk of disease is much lower. This low ratio also necessarily implies a much greater proportion of muscle mass, and less fat distributed in the belly area, aka visceral fat, where most of the actual danger lies. Technically, you can still carry around a good amount of fat and still be healthy depending on where it's stored. Tracking hip to waist ratio clarifies all these factors. Same thing applies to men, only their healthy range is a bit different due to naturally narrower hips. And no matter your sex, at LiftLab, we're going to be pushing for those lower ratios with healthy eating and glute and leg development. On top of that, the more muscle you build, the more your body becomes a fat-burning machine, speeding up the process of melting away all that visceral fat around the organs responsible for all those health risks. The science indicates that the ideal ratio for both health and looks is 0.7 for women and 0.85 for men. For reference, Barbie sports an impossible ratio of 0.56, while Kylie and Kendall Jenner clock in at about 0.64 and 0.69 respectively. So if a better, healthier ratio is something you're interested in, come check us out at LiftLab.